how's it going? Welcome back. That was unnecessarily long. Come on. So recently I moved into a new office in Hollywood. It's been good. It's been really interesting, and it's something I sort of questioned and played with in my mind for ages before committing to. I used to work in the centre of Belfast in like the Cathedral Quarter, and it was really nice. I really liked being in the city. I liked the vibe. I liked the people. I liked the energy. Went out to work for myself. I worked from home. And that was cool. It was really interesting because it was the first time I hadn't had that like structured day. You know, you start now, you end here. It was a large part to do with getting a bit of life balance, seeing my family, doing things I like, working, kind of, I don't know, owning my own time a little bit more. But what became very apparent very quickly from working at home was difficulty in separating your work life and your home life, especially because I do a lot of this sort of stuff for fun. So I've got client work that I'm doing, and then I'm also doing a lot of this stuff for myself just because I really enjoy doing it. And then that line sort of crosses. I don't know, I found that kind of difficult. That was where it kind of got a bit tricky to try and divide those two things up. Yeah, you do kind of struggle to draw that line and things cross over, and I was like, well, that's because I'm working from home. That, with the added distractions of family being there, you very quickly get sucked into daily chores, but then also you get distracted by your family. You know, my wife and my kids are there, they're in the house, and it's like, I want to spend time with them. It's very easy just to like, I'm just gonna go downstairs for a cup of tea, and then that turns into like 20 minutes talking to my wife or playing with the kids when they come home from school, things like that. So my friend Ali, who had also decided to go out and work for himself, he was like, yo dude, I'm looking to get an office space. Do you wanna pitch in and we'll get a space together? I was like, yeah, I mean, that was always the long-term goal. Yeah, let's look at some spaces. So we went around and had a look at a whole bunch of different spaces. Eventually we found this place in Hollywood that kind of suited us price-wise, location. I live in Bangor, I do a lot of work in Belfast. It means that it's halfway, I can travel there, I can cycle it, it's kind of easy access. So we were like, yeah man, let's do that. Two of us chipped in together for this private office. It's in like a shared space with a bunch of other people, but we have our own office, lock and key sort of situation. It's in a really nice place. Most importantly, it gives me structure, you know? So if you are thinking of going out working for yourself, or you have been working for yourself, are you working from home? How do you find working from home? Have you moved into an office? How's that transition been? Because I've really enjoyed the office transition. The hardest thing for me is my gear, my kit, all the stuff that I carry about. That's all still in my office at home, and I'm like, well, do I bring that here? Because I use a lot of it at home. Mostly it's given me loads of structure and helped me organize things. And I find myself to be a hell of a lot more productive when I'm in the office than when I'm at home. By the way, all those shots are just I used that bin as a tripod, and like all these cars kept driving past and people were looking at me like, what's this dude doing with the bin? Everybody gets really inquisitive about the camera. I think a lot of my work has become quite mobile, and that's really helped me do this. Maybe years ago it would have been a lot more difficult, but like, you know, satellite desk, satellite office, things like that. So a lot of what I do, a lot of what I do is shooting photos and video, but any editing or graphic design I can do remotely, and I can bounce in and out of the office. The thing is, it's also, the office is accessible all the time. It's got a pretty cool communal area. So there's like shared desks and shared like meeting rooms and coffee machines and stuff like that. So it's kind of like a little home environment. We're up on the first floor, just two of us in that office. But I think like just even having this space, it makes it feel a bit more official, and for me it gets you into that mentality of work a little bit more, which is hard to do when you're working from home. Because like I don't have a printer at home, so that's sort of practical stuff that I don't have to worry about. That's kind of cool. And it's also got this massive oversized mirror, which I also don't have at home. Just me today then. And obviously you knew that because I had to come in and put the camera here. So I knew he'd gone home already. This is our office. It's just, as I said, two of us and a meeting desk. It's kind of cool. It's a nice size. Most importantly though, close to the train so I can access Belfast. It's close to the coast because I like being near the coast. And it's close to the pub. And those were three things that were on our tick list. All in all, I'm pretty happy with the decision to get an office. The hard thing is suddenly I have an outgoing that I didn't have when I was working at home. I think the money is well spent because if you think about it, it's a mental investment, for me especially, because it gives me that space, you know, that I maybe didn't have when I was at home. It also allows me to separate work from family life, and that's really important for me and my family, especially my missus. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the old office space. Let me know, are you in a similar predicament, or have you been thinking about it? Because let me tell you, I was thinking about it, and I knew a load of people that were working freelance, that hadn't made that jump from their home office to an actual office. And then the next step was like established agencies, people who had made that jump years ago in a very different environment. So if you're going through the same thing, or you're thinking about it, let me know in the comment section, because it'd be interesting to hear your thoughts on this sort of stuff. But thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Oh yeah, another thing is Ali likes the window closed, but I like the windows open. So there always are going to be those like defining moments, you know? Should we even be friends?